So thank you very much for listening. This time is now my singular pleasure to welcome the National Chairman, Dr. Yusuf Karim, so that he can address the gathering.
Conference Organizing Chairman Dr. Felix Baraza, who also happens to be the Vice Chairman of Kenya Association of Physicians, our Chief Guest, Professor Ogolla, our keynote address speaker, Professor Paul Ayuo, my fellow colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it's my very pleasant duty to welcome you to this 23rd Annual Scientific Conference of Kenya Association of Physicians, which you can see is so well organized by the Eldoret branch. In fact, so much that even some of us from Mombasa have become envious of them. As you know, we in Mombasa are champions at organizing conferences. We organized the 2015 conference, which was ably handled by Dr. Firoz, who is here with us. And then we again had a 2017 conference, which was organized by Dr. Mohammed Sood, who is also here with us. And in 2018, we even took a double dose. We had the annual conference of Kenya Association of Physicians, as well as the annual conference of East, Central, and Southern Africa College of Physicians Conference. So we organized two conferences, which were very ably led by someone who is not yet here. I hope he will be here by this afternoon, is Dr. Vinesh Bagela. And my role has been a very pleasant one, where I am the conference advisor to all these conferences in Mombasa, so that I can take all the credit. But when there is problems, I can always point my finger to somebody else. So that's a very nice position to be in. Now, what is so good about this particular conference is the tremendous support that you people have given to by attending in very large numbers. And in fact, you know, we are willing to work and work very hard if we keep on getting the support from our members. Membership support keeps an organization alive. If there is no membership support, then no matter how clever, how well organized, how well academically or in any other way are qualified people at the top, because without the membership, there is nothing left. And this is why we have been in the past very sad that Kenya Association of Physicians was almost collapsing from lack of support from its membership. But I'm very happy to say that we have now resuscitated KAP, and we have revived it, and we hope to soon move it out of ICU into a normal ward for further treatment. But we need to continue treating KAP, because where we are is not where we want to be. Our aim is still higher, and we hope that we can make it. And that reminds me that all associations need finances to run, and so I hope that all of you have paid your subscription for this year, which is still a very modest 3,000 shillings per annum. And so it should not be very difficult for most physicians to pay this small, modest sum. So I hope you do pay it. One of the things that we do, other than just organizing conferences and CMEs, is that for very many years we have dreamed of having our own journal which can take its place among other international journals. And I'm very happy to see that today we have been handing out the third issue of JOCA, Journal of Kenya Association of Physicians. We hope that Professor Oyo will be there tomorrow so that we can launch it more officially. But we have already launched the first and second issue, and this is the third time that we are issuing a copy. And we are giving it away free of charge to all the physicians, even if they are not members of KAP. We will make it available to all of you. But the only way to keep this journal alive, I urge you, is that you should read it and contribute articles to it. I know that in this modern world now with smartphones and so much social media, reading is becoming a lost art. Hardly anybody these days reads anything. And so I urge that you continue to keep up the habit of reading, keep up to date, and read the articles, see what other people have to say on various subjects. And then, again, the art of writing is becoming lost. And so, learn to write. These days, I sometimes write a whole paragraph to someone on a WhatsApp, and all I get in reply is an emoji. And sometimes you don't even understand that emoji. It's just somebody with liquid flowing from their eyes, lying, crying, or whether they are laughing. So you are left to guess for yourself. Talking of reading, we have with us, and talking of writing as well, we have with us our very distinguished patron and our founding chairman, Dr. Joseph Aluoj. And I would like to remind you that he has written 2 books very recently. One is In the Footsteps of My Father, and the other one is 50 Years of Health Services in Kenya. And these are very excellent books worth reading. And I would urge you all that these are available at the reception for purchase. I know your pockets will be a little bit lighter after you have purchased them, but I can assure you your bag will be a little heavier. So it will be a good exchange. I have purchased this with my own money, in spite of promoting his book so much, he didn't even give me any discount. But that's life. Now, I don't want to take up more of your time because we still have some things to go through as part of our protocol. And the important part of the protocol is that we have a chief guest and somebody should introduce him, although I know he needs no introduction to any one of you. But that pleasant task has fallen on me, and instead of writing 11 pages like Professor Oyo, I just have 1 page, so do not be too frightened. Now, Professor Elijah Ogolla, MB, MMed, FACC. I'm very, very proud that he started his medical career in Mombasa. He started his internship at Coast General Hospital in 1979, 1980. In fact, I was already a physician at that hospital, but I just left Coast General Hospital because at that time there was a directive from President Moi that all those doctors in public service would not do any private practice. They either have to continue working for the government or they would work privately. And since the emoluments that we were receiving at that time would not even buy, ugali and sukuma wiki, we had no choice but to move out. But so I missed being the physician who mentored Professor Ogolla. But nevertheless, I'm very happy that he was at KAP General Hospital and he's a Mombasa man, and we very much always are welcoming him to Mombasa. Now, he did his, after his residency or internship or housemanship, whatever you would call it, at KAP General Hospital, he went back to Kenyatta and he did his M.Med in 1985. He was among the very first few M.Meds, as M.Med program had started hardly 10 years earlier. And after his M.Med, he had an interest in cardiology and he continued his training at University of Nairobi. And in 1986, he joined University of Nairobi as a lecturer in medicine. And he continued his work in cardiology at Kenyatta. Then in 1989, he was obtained a visiting fellowship at the University Hospital of Cleveland at Case Western University, where he spent 1 year in cardiology. He has then again came back and he joined Kenyatta, or continued at Kenyatta Hospital, and in the Department of Medicine, and he gradually progressed from a lecturer to senior lecturer and eventually to a professor. He has been chairman, Department of Medicine from the year 2000 to 2008, and he has been member of the University Governing Council as a member for College of Health Sciences from 2009 all the way to 2013. So he has a very distinguished record of academic service to University of Nairobi and to Kenyatta National Hospital. He has also been very active in all other cardiological activities. He was chair of Kenya Cardiac Society from the year 2000 to 2004. And he was the vice president for East Africa of Pan-African Society of Cardiology, which we call PASCAR. He is the Secretary General of Pan-African Society of Cardiology. His association with American College of Cardiology has also been ongoing, and in fact he was eventually elected a fellow of the American College of Cardiology in the year 2004. And at present, in fact, you know that American College of Cardiology has set up a very special thing called African Consortium Chapter, and he is the first governor of this African Consortium Chapter of the American College of Cardiology, which is a very outstanding achievement on behalf of Kenya amongst all the African countries. Now, his research has been mainly in hypertension and heart failure. And he has been the principal investigator in the hypertension control program, which we call Healthy Heart Africa. And this is really a very interesting program, and I hope that Professor Ogolla will throw some more light on it, because it is really taking us one step further in understanding why, when the colonialists came to Kenya, they said there is no hypertension in the African patients. In fact, there is a paper published very long time ago, in the early 1900s, which showed that 1,000 consecutive patients at a hospital near Kisumu, because they used to call that area Kavirondo. So there was a Kavirondo hospital, and at consecutive 1,000 patients did not have blood pressure higher than 140 millimeters of mercury. So you can see that since that time, how things have changed, and so much hypertension is there in Kenya. He works also hand in hand with the Ministry of Health in the control of cardiovascular diseases and in other non-communicable diseases control, because now we know that communicable and non-communicable diseases both are having almost equal importance in the health of Kenyans. He has many publications, he has written many papers, but recently we had a paper in New England Journal of Medicine, in fact in this month's issue, March issue, in which he is one of the multiple authors, and including our own conference organizing chairman and vice chairman of KAP, Dr. Baraza, who have written a paper on treatment of hypertension in African patients, looking at dual therapy and what is the best combination that will work. Now that in short, and a very short presentation of Professor Ogolla, I'm sure you are all impressed with how much he has achieved in a very short span of time. And the reason for going over this is that it gives you a guidance for those of you who are young physicians of what is the path to follow. Some would say, well, he was lucky, he was at the right place at the right time when right things happen. But I will tell you that somebody very wise is saying, keep working very hard and you will improve your luck. So the only way to improve your luck is to keep on working harder and harder. And as I said earlier, do not lose the habit of reading our Joka, reading many other books like the ones which Dr. Alwatch has written. And do not stop writing. Writing is an art. Do not lose sight of that art, because the ability to express yourself in writing is one of the biggest abilities that you will have and which will make you rise in your path to success. But in the meantime, we only have one Professor Ogolla, and ladies and gentlemen, please give a standing ovation to Professor Ogolla as he comes.